Welcome to my Hebrew channel, Miel Braika. Today I'm looking at Psalm 138. Im Aleph Bekarev Sarah. When I walk in the middle of trouble. If and when I walk in the middle of trouble. Can be taken as a conditional, but also most certainly an affirmative here. Im, okay, when, okay. Temporal, okay. When I walk in the middle of trouble, okay. If and when I walk in the middle of trouble. Im Aleph Bekarev Sarah. Middle of things that are causing me headaches and problems, and my soul is getting ripped apart. Okay, Sarah, shredded in pieces. Okay, Shara. So kind of tough saying right here. When I'm walking in the middle of lots of trouble, very parallel to walking in the shadow of death. Okay, Imelech Beshalmavet. Okay, so this one's Imelech Bekarev Sarah. And we're in Psalm 138, 1 and 2. It's of David, very much the heart of David. And boy, he had a lot of trouble in his life. And this psalm very well reflects very well what he felt when that was happening. King Saul was after him, all his enemies were after him, and so forth. Lots of trouble in his life. And so, what did he do when he found himself in the middle of all this kind of trouble? So, and he shares with us what his heart was like before God in the middle of all this. So, לדוד, okay, Odecha bekol levi neged Elohim. I give you thanks, Odecha, bekol in all of my heart, before, in front of Elohim, the powerful ones, powerful people. Now, this Elohim, first translation out, or the one that you're going to say, okay, this is what it is Elohim is, of course, gods. If it would be the true God, you'd have it in singular. If it's false gods, you'd have in plural. Most translations take this as the false gods, okay, the gods. But if you look through the rest of the passage and find the parallel to everything that's happening here at the starting open line, we're talking about Melech Aretz, okay, the kings of the earth. And so here David is facing up to the powerful ones on the earth. Based on the context of what's in the rest of the psalm, I'm taking this one as Elohim, namely powerful ones, okay, Elohim. Psalm 8 also has powerful ones, but they're called angels. Elohim can be judges, angels, powerful ones. And we see if the context merits it, we'll say gods, but I will say powerful ones here is a little better connection with what's happening in the psalm. So, Neged Elohim, Azamrecha, I sing psalms, and this is a verbal form of mishmor. And Zamar and incidentally onomatopoeia sounds like the sound that we're strumming of the harp. Rum rum rum. Okay, feeling the harp strings shimmering. Rum shimmer. The English word shimmer also has a shimra. Okay, ashmera, ashmerecha. I sing psalms before these powerful people. Okay, and then there it makes some sense. Where is he going to sing his songs? He's going to sing the psalms in front of Saul and all those other people. So Ishtahave, and then I incline myself or bend myself down. I bow myself down. Al Hekal, to the temple, Kadisha, your holy temple. Now, some people have taken the temple here and said, "Oh, that couldn't means that David didn't write this because the temple wasn't built at the time of David." However, the word temple means the place where God's people come together, and in fact, often is Hekalis, the part of the house of God. You even find it in Psalm with Samuel. First Samuel is in the Hekal. Okay, what's a Hekal? Well, it's the place where God's people congregate. Okay, so it isn't necessarily a building. Okay, you take a look here, you go, oh yeah, this is a building. No, no, it's the place where God's people congregate. So Al Hekal Kadusha, to your holy congregating place. Okay, Hekal Kadusha Kodshecha, of your holy place, your holy temple. And I give thanks, et shimcha, to your name, and I praise, yeah, I give thanks to your name. It's also used for praise, okay? Odecha, et shimcha, to your name, al hasdecha, ve al imaratecha, on your mercy and on your truth, okay? Truth here is, well, the first translation out for amet or amen. Also, I would take amunah here as faithfulness. So, and truth and faithfulness go together here. Al ametecha, to your truth and to your faithfulness. Ki hig gadcha, because you have exalted, you've caused to be exalted. Okay, people causative with the hey right here, the hirik. Master really helps us out, giving us causative impact of gadol. Gadol, of course, is large or great or big. Okay, gadol, gadalecha al on kol of your name on overall. Okay, over all of these Elohim, Shimha, your name and your word. Okay, your name and your word go over above everybody, above all, above Elohim, above everything else. Okay, I've exalted your name and your word above all. In the day that I called on you, Beyom Kariti, Ta'aneni, on that day I called and you answered. Okay, I called you and you answered. Te Hariveni, ha ti rihiveni. You have stretched out in me, nafshi, in my soul, as power, okay, strength, Oz is powerful thing. Ayin Zion is a very well known root for very well known syllable for power, strength. Okay, find it even words like Uzi, my strength, and so forth. But so it's a very powerful word here. Te rehiveni, you have stretched out in my life power, strength. Okay, you stretch out, you give them some tension in my life with your strength. Yo do ha, they give thanks. Okay, this we've gone up to the third person plural with us sort of right in the middle here, and they give thanks to you, Jehovah. Kol malche, all of the kings of the earth. Okay, kol malche aretz. The positive form here of the aris boosts the sigol up to comments here. And so this is a comments up to here. Oh, okay. Kol malche aretz. Okay, all of the kings of the earth, they give thanks to you. Okay, odecha to you. Ki shemu, because they heard. Imrech ficha, because they heard the words of your mouth. Okay, so they give thanks because they're hearing the words of your mouth. And of course, David is providing those words coming from the mouth of God. And yashiru, and then they sing. Okay, this is a third person suffix standing here of shir, to sing. Bederche, and you're on your ways, about your ways. Yehovah, Jehovah. Ki gadol, because great, kabod is your glory, Jehovah. Okay, gadol. We've seen the causative form of this, Gimel Dalet Lamed, about 2 verses back, and here we see it as a adjective here. Ki gadol, kabod, Yehovah, because great is your glory, O Jehovah. Ki ram, because high, exalted, lofty, Yehovah, Jehovah. Shafal, Yireh, the lowly. And Shafela is a low place. Okay, Shafela, that's part of Israel that has a low-lying territory. But here, Shafal, that's the lowly person, the humble person. Yet you see after them, you look after them. Yareh. Okay, this is third person prefix, the verb is to see or to look after, look very closely at. Okay, Yareh. Often the he at the end is assimilated, but here we have it all together here. Yare, you see, you look after. Geboach, and the high ones, the uppity ones. Incidentally, this is easy to remember from place names because Gibeah, Gibeon, Gabon, all of those places have Gimel Bet. Some of them Gimel Nun, some of them Gimel Hey, and they're high places. They're up in the air. Okay, so lofty. Okay for a town, I would say, but not so good for people. Okay, so the lofty ones, the proud ones, merhak, from a wide distance, from way out. Yad, yeda, he knows them. Okay, he can see them from a long ways away. Okay, he knows them. Okay, contrast here of yare yada. Okay, this is he sees, he knows. Okay, he knows the uppity persons, the highfalutin people. He knows them from a long ways away, from a great distance. Imalech bekarev sarah tehaneni. Okay, and if I walk in the middle, sarah of troubles, okay, sarah of tribulations, okay, tehaneni, You make me alive. Okay, this ta is second person, referencing to God. You, hai, life. Okay, hai, ni, to me. It's you, life to me. You make me alive. Okay, tehaneni, tehai, yeni, tehayeni. Chet yod. Hai is very well known root for making alive here. So tehayeni, you make me alive. Al-af against the nose, okay, the nostril, the anger, al-af, oive, of my enemies. Tishala, you send out, you extend. Yadecha, your hand. Ve toshieni, and you save me. Same root used for Yehoshua or Jehovah saves, or Jesus, in fact, Yeshua, your salvation. You save me. Yaminecha, your right hand, okay? Your right hand saves me, okay? So this is why we have a third person here with the tau here. So your right hand saves me. Jehovah, Yegmor, Jehovah, you fulfill your purpose. Be'adi, for my testimony for me, okay? You fulfill your purpose for me. Yehovah, Hazdecha, Jehovah, your mercy, Leolam is forever. Azeh, Yadecha al Teref, and the works of your hands, plural here, Yadecha, the yod here, al not Teref, don't tear them up. Now, Teref, as a noun, is food that's been torn into shreds for eating. You find this in Proverbs 31. The virtuous woman makes taref, makes things that are torn apart to be eaten. So as a noun, it's something that is been prepared for eating. But here, taref is shredding something out, tearing it up. So David is telling God here, hey, whatever you have done for me, don't rip it to pieces. Okay, that's a very interesting way of saying it. Okay, al taref. Okay, don't tear me apart here. You've made me. Please don't tear me apart. Okay, so very strong words here of tearing up the works of your hands. Please don't do that. I am the work of your hands, and so don't tear me apart, please, which is what David is saying. Of course, it's also a sentiment that all of us would share along with David. The Apostle Paul in 2 Corinthians understood very well what it was to be in the middle of tribulations, the middle of trials. And so he shares that with us here. We are troubled on every side, but not crushed. We are perplexed, not driven to despair. We're persecuted, but we're not abandoned. We're knocked down, but we're not destroyed. Always carrying around in our body the death of Jesus, so that the life of Jesus may also be made visible in our body. So, of course, we go through trials and troubles. Things happen, and sometimes it does happen because of testimony that we're giving or because of the work we're doing for the Lord. We can suffer persecution for it, but this hurts us. It smashes us down. It makes us humble and so forth. But it doesn't completely destroy us because God always stays on our side, and we always, in the end, have the victory. And even if we're totally crushed and totally defeated, and totally smashed to pieces in this world, we most certainly have our salvation in Christ to eternity. And so, yeah, bad things can happen to good people, but we also know that God is holding us in His hand, and we can do the same prayers that David did, and know that He is the one that rescues us. And we do this so that those who are around us can see the trials we're going through. And in our body, we suffer the death of Jesus so that the life of Jesus may be made visible in our body. In other words, Christ suffered for us to give us salvation, and we live that kind of life, knowing that in the end, salvation is coming, and the life of Jesus also is prospering in our lives. So God bless, and God sustain you, and God keep you in the middle of the trials and troubles you might be going through today. He most certainly makes you alive in the end. God bless. Until the next time.